Hey Taurus-Gemini, welcome into your Taurus season energy reading. I thank you so much for tuning into this message, and I'm very grateful that you're here. If you're new, my name is Gabrielle. Welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back, my love. And if you're a channel member tuning in to this message 2 weeks early, I love you so very much, and I thank you for your love and support. Let's go ahead and get into this message, okay? See what you got going on for Taurus season. Happy birthday to any of you guys celebrating that might be tuning in. Divine Universe, what needs to be known and shown to Taurus Geminis? Thank you. You've got the goat. Ooh, maybe have a mountain to climb here. Ooh, the bridge in reverse. The rainbow. Wow, that flew. You got the tigress and the deer. I just heard mistaken innocence. I am not all the way clear on what that might mean for you, Taurus Gemini, but mistaken innocence. Like mistaken identity. Ooh. Somebody might not be as innocent as they come across or as they portray. With this bridge in reverse. Maybe there are a lot of obstacles between point A and point B for you in this season. Or that's at least the perception. The way that tiger stepping on the crescent moon, it makes me feel like it's high priestess energy. So there's some sort of like intuitive guidance, intuitive knowing or clarity. And then with that goat energy, and then look at this chain. I did not even notice that. I'm still learning this deck along with y'all. This is the Alchemy of Spirit Oracle by Christina Gonzalez. A wonderful artist that I'm very fond of. Okay, make sure you guys check her out if you enjoy this deck. This chain, maybe like devil energy. There's some sort of separation of shadow and light. Maybe this is you learning how to bridge between your inner duality. Between like your 3D reality. You might be dealing with a Leo Virgo. Yeah, I just cut myself off. But between your 3D reality and your consciousness. Yeah, I feel like it's trying to figure out how to bridge that gap. How do you blend the two, merge the two? I was going to say you could be dealing with the Leo Virgo because the Strength card is coming to my mind's eye, where it's the lion and then the maiden, I guess you can call it, or the Empress or the High Priestess. However that energy kind of speaks to you, okay? Bridge is in reverse though. There's no bridge, there's no journey. Or there's something maybe blocking the two coming together. And or, ooh, yeah, maybe there's something. This could be like a relationship for some of you guys. I'm getting from that bridge and these two hands. You might be separating yourself from somebody, or again, there's something that is fragmented in this connection. That deer is just screaming innocence. It also has a crescent moon in its antlers. Somebody maybe can't hide their shadow anymore. If that was like an attempt to, or maybe this is a part of yourself, Taurus Gemini, that you aren't ready to accept, or you haven't been ready to integrate or kind of learn more or dig deeper into, maybe up until this point, up into this season. Maybe something about your birthday brings this up, if you're celebrating during this season. You got 37, 4, and 27, so 7s could be significant. 10 and 9. Maybe you feel like you've taken a step back in some sort of way, or have been held back in some way with this chain. There's something definitely disconnected. Something, oh, I just heard lost. Something's maybe been lost between the goat and the tigress. Interesting. Let's pull tarot, because I could sit there and channel all day. Let's pull tarot, and then I'll read the messages from the book, okay? What's this goat energy about? You could, of course, be dealing with a Capricorn, maybe another Taurus or a Libra. Yo. What did I say? What popped into my mind's eye? Leo, Virgo energy, the Strength card, quite literally. So how do you mend the two? How do you bring this together? That could be the question. That could be the struggle. Taurus, Gemini, I almost want to say there may be no bridge. A bridge has been burned between the two. Or that's the perception. That could just be what someone's thinking right now, that this bridge between... So, I don't know. Whoever this goat energy is might be very determined to get to this tigress, but there's no bridge there. There's something that's burned. But you know what's interesting? The tigress is looking away from the bridge, right? Oh, and then that kind of chain is like coming through like a string. Maybe somebody was strung along here. With the goat being above the chain, like if the chain isn't wrapped around its hoof or neck or anything like that, maybe this is you finding freedom. Again, surmounting some sort of challenge, overcoming a particular, Lord have mercy. It's a little late where I'm at, okay? So bear with me. But overcoming a particular obstacle that might have been blocking you from your higher self, Taurus, Gemini. Okay, so what's the Strength energy? 10 of Pentacles with that Devil energy. Oh, so maybe extra heavy on the Capricorn? But you've definitely overcome some sort of conditioned belief here, something that was holding you back. Again, like I said, at least in this oracle, the chain isn't around the goat's neck, but maybe this is a moment of you having to find a sense of courage with the Strength. How to not, somebody could be learning how to step into their higher self when they want to maybe fall into their lower nature. Ooh, why do I feel like this tigress burnt this bridge? Oh, yeah, there could be a little bit of drama that you might be dealing with a Libra, or there's a Libra involved here. You might have a little bit of drama on your hands. Okay, yeah, it's coming. Anticipation. Okay, just bear hang in there, Taurus, Gemini. I don't know. Ooh, I don't know how deep this drama might go or be for you, but ultimately, truth will be revealed for sure. Okay, what I fear the goat maybe anticipated or expected, looking forward to, maybe being in a lover's energy with this tigress, yet that bridge is in reverse. I don't think this tigress is reaching back for this goat. Or paying attention at all. That Three of Wands is also giving me the energy of travel. This goat could want to travel towards this tigress, yet the bridge is in reverse. Why is this bridge in reverse? The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Yikes. Maybe there's a little bit of work that needs to be done before that bridge can be turned upright or mended. Again, something's been burned here. Queen of Swords. There's that Libra. Clarify. Eight of Pentacles in reverse with this Queen of Swords. Okay, this is a big chunk, but whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down, Taurus-Gemini. Hold on. How you pulling 3 aces? Back to back to back to back to back like that. With the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. You don't see this coming. You could be the Tigress. You don't, you don't see, oh my God, you don't see this coming. You're so focused on your own thing or doing your own thing that you don't see these aces heading towards you, traveling towards you, maybe in the form of a lover, a relationship, a brand new beginning, new stability, inspiration, an idea. Doesn't always have to be romance, okay? But if you've been feeling like you don't really know where to go from where you are right now, Taurus-Gemini, trust and believe that clarity is coming. You might be trying to go somewhere where you're not meant to be, or you figured that part out. Because I don't think this Tigress is looking back at this bridge. This bridge has been burnt. And I'm just saying this, Tigress, because if they're on the crescent moon, feminine energy, it's a Queen of Swords, okay? But this could be a masculine. Take it as it resonates. I feel like the Tigress has made a decision to not work on rebuilding this bridge. Yeah, with the Devil coming out against the Goat, somebody could have pressed their luck here. Somebody pressed their luck. And maybe, maybe these aces are with this Tigress. Oh, and somebody turned a blind eye to it. Somebody was more focused on their pentacle. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles over here. Strength, Devil. Okay, another timeline coming in for some of you guys. Okay, maybe this Tigress was promising all these aces, but somebody knew better. Somebody could have just been so focused on building, maintaining something, growing something. Yeah, somebody was like focused, had tunnel vision in mind. This is crazy. Not really, but in a sense, yeah. Because that's beautiful. I mean, when you're really in manifestor energy, you could pull aces for sure. That's deep. Clarify, what's this Queen of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles for the bridge in reverse? The 9 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. Somebody decided that they're much happier without this goat. I'm sorry if that came out too quickly. But yeah, somebody's a little, like they're happier without this bridge. Somebody could have had the courage to leave something behind to embrace something new. Somebody has had the courage to do that or is gaining the courage. Could be you, Taurus-Gemini. It could be somebody coming towards you or connected to you. Knight of Pentacles. With the way that the Knight of Pentacles nose is up in the air, I want to say similar to that Tigress. I think somebody's holding back, but like intentionally. Queen of Pentacles. Somebody has figured out that they are somehow much better off focusing on themselves not getting distracted from their 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, which is leading them to kind of master the Pentacle energy. It's like somebody's not allowing the devil to tempt them. Maybe that's it. There's no more bridge for temptation here. Ooh, somebody's serious. Somebody's standing on business. Okay, period. Period. 9 of Pentacles. Somebody's standing on business. I hear, no, I'm good. Somebody has mastered self-control. That's a beautiful thing to see. That's a beautiful thing to see. Because that's not always easy. Depending on your vices or whatever your temptations are, that's not always easy. Somebody's learning self-control. Stepping into their power, 9 of Pentacles. Trusting their higher self, Tigress. Oh, and here's that Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. I'm looking here at what I'm going to call that a dove, okay? I'm looking at what the dove has in the beak, but this is the Ace of Cups. Maybe the Ace of Cups comes with an Ace of Pentacles. Knight of Wands energy. Yeah, somebody's learning how to trust their instincts. Like, trust themselves. Trust in their ability to overcome any sort of chain, any sort of distraction. Yeah, trust in their own strength. It was the first card out. I saw it in my mind's eye. That's your energy right now. You're in like a Leo Virgo vibe. Cusp of exposure. Again, something could be exposed here in this season. Clarify the 9 of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands for the Tigress, the High Priestess in reverse, and the Chariot. And what would be more exposed than a High Priestess in reverse? That's overexposure, right? High Priestess upright could denote secrets, inner wisdom, inner truth, silence. I often get just like the Hermit. But for it to be in reverse, and then look at that, the crescent moon in the same position. Somebody's not holding back from trusting their intuition anymore. And that's like opening up this whole new world, whole new door, pushing them in alignment. Chariot with the 4 of Wands, leading them to where they got to go, where they need to be, where they're meant to be. This is destiny activating. Ooh, yeah, I mean, those 3 aces coming out like that. A lot of new. I feel like this is you, maybe taurus-gemini, finally putting the past behind you. Like, if the past has felt like a ball and chain, you pried yourself out. You chop that chain off. Ooh, this could be somebody who felt like you wouldn't burn a bridge with them, or you wouldn't have the strength to choose yourself. Oh boy. Do you have the strength to choose yourself? Indeed you do. Indeed you do. Okay, let's read this from the book right quick. I'm going to pull a little more tarot after, and then we'll get a message from the divine through the Rumi Oracle. Okay, the goat in 37. This is the spirit of passion, okay? The spirit of the goat wants to remind you of the desires that lie within your heart. Passion is a powerful force, but it has a light and a shadow, and the line that divides them can easily become blurry. Passion can build castles of dreams, but also burn down bridges of hope. When you put it at your service, okay? When you put it at your service, it can be the spark of creativity and a powerful motor to ignite projects or relationships. Still, if it becomes a temptation, there we go, it can lead you down an unwanted path of toxic behaviors. Oh, so you know what? Some of you are the goat. Some of you are the goat. Yep. Some of you are the goat. And you almost went down a path with the high priestess in the reverse, which would maybe say that someone who, especially with the Knight of Wands, someone who's maybe a little bit more reckless, like not very considerate, or what's the word I'm looking for with that? I guess I want to say not wise, foolish, focused on themselves entirely, maybe to a detriment. This was someone who was always going to be focused on them, maybe. Like, no matter what sort of temptation they tried to throw your way, whatever that was, it clearly, like, it didn't connect. I don't know. You almost went down. I feel like that. I want to say that you almost went down that path. Yikes, Taurus-Gemini. Okay, you almost did, but that's okay. Seems like you might have avoided it with how the cards look here. Okay, so passion needs to meet temperance. It's a fire that needs to be tamed by your soul. And taming doesn't mean taking away any of its strength. It means owning and learning how to use this power for the highest purpose. Let passion be the flame that warms your heart and not the chain that harms your soul. Somebody was a slave to their passions, maybe even their lust. No judgment. Everybody got their thing. Okay, I feel like that could have been somebody's thing here. A little bit of a slave to their lust. Yet with that bridge being in reverse, which we'll talk about here shortly, okay? Something about that chain has maybe been broken here. Yeah, this is a moment of connection, but it's in reverse, okay? The universe extends its loving hand with a whisper and says, open your heart. When you close your heart, the person who suffers the most is you. It's time to let go of the wounds of the past. Come on now. And allow yourself to feel the love that you have to offer. Tear down the walls you've built to protect your heart because you no longer need them, Taurus-Gemini. Give yourself the grace to trust again. Your past experiences have been lessons. Don't let them turn into curses. Remember that every person you meet along the way comes with a purpose. Every soul you meet is a mirror to help you look within yourself and to push you into growth. As you open your heart, you'll see how it creates a magnetic field for loving and like-minded individuals to come into your life. You don't need to chase people or relationships. What is meant for you will find you. Your only task is to be open to receive it, okay? So since this flipped out in reverse, you might be avoiding relationships here, Taurus-Gemini, fearing abandonment or feeling lonely, okay? Yearning for something that might not be that good for you, in all truth and all honesty, okay? With this high priestess in reverse, let's talk about it. What's 27? Where are you at? All right, the tigress is the spirit of kindness. All right, it requires a lot of strength to remain kind in a world where your heart could easily be broken. This is why kindness is not only an act of love, but an act of courage. Imagine a tigress in the wilderness capable of giving her own life to keep her cubs safe. It's necessary. Capable of protecting, feeding, and nurturing them until they can stand on their own. As Andy Stanley says, kindness is loaning someone your strength instead of reminding them of their weakness. Today, the spirit of the tigress wants to remind you of your immense heart, capable of loving deeply, fearlessly, and willing to share it with the world. It's by being open, generous, and considerate that your heart expands and doors will open for you. Because the universe will mirror that loving energy into your life. Through your kind heart, you are capable of nurturing and bringing prosperity to everyone around you. But make sure that you also take care of yourself. As someone who enjoys giving a lot, you might put yourself last. Make sure you're also giving energy to your own dreams. Remember, you can be kind and generous while having strong boundaries, okay? And I think that's what it is. And maybe what the more important message is here for you, Taurus Gemini. This is going to be a season where you really learn how to stand on the boundaries needed and necessary for you to create some sort of balance in your life so that you can maintain you and also the relationships and people, places, and things that are important to you. It's learning when to choose yourself that maybe has been the most difficult part of your journey. When is it okay to choose yourself? When is it maybe more on the selfish side to choose yourself, depending on the situation, the nuances involved, all the things, all the layers that could be there. But I feel that it's like moments where you maybe self-sacrifice, didn't work out, didn't lead to the outcome you hoped it would, or you were promised in some way. And so then you move to the other side of that spectrum and get all selfish. And then that blocks you off in certain ways. So it's like, how do you find that temperance, that happy middle? How do you find that happy middle? Because it feels like you want connection, you want love, but you might, some of y'all, maybe not all y'all, but some of y'all might still be a little attracted to things that aren't necessarily good for you, things that keep you in that chained up type of an energy. There's something that maybe has gotten comfortable about those types of dynamics that Spirit's trying to get you to evolve your taste around. Because once you really kind of absorb and accept that something just isn't healthy for you, I mean, to the core of your consciousness, you accept that. If committed to that acceptance of that fact, eventually that taste will fade. I just heard quitting cold turkey, so maybe this is a vice in some way. Okay? Sending you a lot of love and big hugs and strength to get through that, if that's something you really do feel called to do or you feel is necessary in order for you to reconnect. Maybe there's something about these vices that have disconnected you from the people you care about, the people you love, created some sort of distance in some way. Others of you, this is absolutely a bridge that needed to be burned for the sake of your happiness, for the sake of your well-being, for the sake of you and your needs. Okay, so only take it as it resonates, but let's pull a little bit more tarot and then we'll get your ending oracle message here. Okay, clarify a little bit more what the goat, the bridge in reverse, and the tigress means for Taurus Gemini. Thank you. Two of Cups, right? Like for some of y'all, this is absolutely like a relationship. Maybe you feel like love is a vice for you in some way, or that need to have connections is a vice, connecting with people. Maybe you date a lot. I don't know. The Fool. Yeah. Yeah. I just heard traveling too light. Yeah. Maybe you can relate here. We also got the Six of Wands. Yeah. Traveling a little too light, what I mean by that, right? Essentially with the Fool, in my perception, in my many years of doing tarot, it's always been that kind of carrying the wisdom from lessons learned. When you get to that world, that Saturn energy, whatever wisdom Saturn gifts you, you put in that knapsack on the little stick and you jump off into your new cycle. So that wisdom's there as like a tool whenever you need it. It's in your arsenal, right? When that Fool came out, traveling a little bit too light came forward. And so it's like maybe you didn't bring that wisdom along in other situations, okay? So Spirit's trying to be like, hey, before you jump off that cliff, maybe we need to check what's in the knapsack. Is that the right thing to do? Do you know, should we maybe do that? I don't know. It's like this kind of self-check that is starting to happen. Okay, that's starting to happen for you, Taurus Gemini. That is going to lead you to the relationships and the partnerships that are truly meant for you and away from the ones that aren't. Okay, maybe that process has already started. Clarify. Thank you. The Magician at the bottom. with justice. I'm trying to tell you, something about this bridge being in reverse is intentional. It's meaningful. That bridge is meant to be in reverse. It's not meant to be a connection. It's justice. And then with all three of those aces coming out, it's like, this is what Spirit wants you to focus on, getting into your energy. You're the magician for me as a cusp reader. Cards just want to keep falling. You got this Empress here, and here's Temperance. Okay. Growing your patience. And I know you don't like that word. I get it. I know. Growing your patience, though, is going to pay off, Taurus-Gemini. You have to be patient enough to see your justice. That's what it is with this. That just came through. You have to be patient enough to see your justice. You maybe don't wait. You know what I mean? Like, you need to give justice a little bit of time to work itself out. Maybe that's why you have this Knight of Pentacles energy, Queen of Pentacles energy. Slow down a little bit, Taurus-Gemini. Okay, you got the Seven of Wands. Clarify. Seven of Wands. Thank you. Ace of Wands with the Four of Cups in reverse and the Four of Swords. Here's what I'll say to you. Hopefully not for a lot of y'all, but maybe a little sprinkle of y'all in there. Maybe you didn't avoid the temptation, and that might be what's exposed to you in this season, that you have fallen for some sort of temptation or an effort to tempt you away from some sort of justice, balance, some sort of good peace of mind, maybe. Like, I just hear in too deep. Somebody might be realizing that they're in too deep, in some sort of vice, in some sort of temptation. Somebody might have to ride that lesson out here. Okay, hopefully that's not for a lot of y'all. We'll leave that there. We'll leave that there. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Okay. Divine Universe, what guidance do you have here for Taurus-Gemini? I'm just gonna shuffle once, okay? However many cards come out is what will come out and what we'll read. What guidance do you have for Taurus-Gemini dealing with this situation? Blessings of Zahara. This comes out a lot. You use thought to seek release from suffering and pain, while thought is the cause of your suffering and pain. There is something more loving and a beautiful awaiting you. Nope, that's not even what that says. Lord Jesus, why did I get all stumbled? Are you nervous about something here, Taurus-Gemini? I know how to read. I'm stumbling over my words. Somebody could be at a loss for words for kind of how something is playing out. Or once this gets exposed, it might take a minute to process if you're on that timeline. Again, I pray not a lot of you are, but some of you might be. Let's start that over. There is something more loving and beautiful awaiting. Do not try to feast upon scraps. Stop scratching in the dirt for stale crumbs. Arise and move towards the seat at the heavenly table, gleaming before you. A greater feast awaits your attendance. Yeah, it's like that bridge is in reverse for a minute. This is, some of you might be realizing that you maybe weren't meant to cross that bridge or create that bridge, okay? Others of you are denying, defending some sort of burning or releasing of a bridge, or kind of like collapse of a connection. Because deep down you maybe know that it is temptation. You've read the play, like you kind of saw it ahead of time maybe. But yeah, that whatever the vice is, whatever the temptation, it puts you in this position to ask for crumbs, or kind of like beg and chase after something or maybe someone. And that's not the energy you're meant to be in right now, Taurus-Gemini. Or really, I think beyond this point, I think it's an energy you're ready to outgrow. That Empress that tried to flip out earlier, yeah. Maybe it's time for you to step into that Empress energy for your season. Maybe you already are, and that's about to change a lot. Maybe that's what's bringing in these aces for you, so that what you've had to let, thank you, Spirit, what you've had to let go of, sacrifice maybe, by not crossing this bridge or burning that bridge. Others of you, if you've already crossed it, you'll be processing these truths, and again, whatever will come to light with this Ace of Wands, the justice, you'll see it clearly, okay? Whatever, for those of you that are on that timeline, just understand that whatever is exposed and however that kind of shows up for you, it is trying to kind of bring you back to your intuition, like bring you back to trusting yourself, paying attention to the signs, connecting with the divine. Maybe that didn't happen before you crossed this bridge, to know that this was not a bridge you were meant to cross. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you might not have checked in a way that your spirit needs to, in order to operate in a line and get into that Chariot energy that we saw at the bottom, to live out your destiny, okay? To stay in alignment with divine flow and what's meant for you. This will lead to a renewal of your spirit or some form of spiritual awakening if you're on that timeline of already crossing that bridge, but realizing it wasn't the right bridge to cross, okay? Alrighty, Taurus-Gemini, I hope that this message was helpful to you. I thank you so much for tuning in. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you, my love. Make sure you let me know what resonates with you in the comments down below. I do encourage you to check out our membership platforms here on YouTube and over on Patreon for more Cusp readings. Early access to readings as well for the monthly. So check all of that out. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can book that at my website, cuspofroses.com/reads. That's also linked in the description box, okay? I love you lots, and I'll see you in our next one. Namaste.